Sitting Bull was born into the Hunkpapa band of the Lakota Sioux. His early years were shaped by the nomadic lifestyle of the Plains Indians, centered around buffalo hunting, communal living, and spiritual practices. As a child, he was nicknamed Jumping Badger for his energetic nature, but he earned his adult name through acts of bravery and wisdom. At 14, he participated in his first raid against the Crow, a rival tribe, earning recognition for his courage. His early exploits included counting coup, striking an enemy without killing them, a prestigious act in Lakota culture. Over time, his reputation grew, not only for his physical prowess but also for his spiritual insight. Sitting Bull was deeply connected to Lakota spirituality, often experiencing visions that guided his decisions. One such vision, in which he saw a bird transforming into a man, reinforced his sense of destiny as a protector of his people. By the 1850s, Sitting Bull had become a respected leader within the Hunkpapa. He was chosen as a war chief and later became a spiritual leader, or Wikasa Wakan, a role that combined religious authority with political influence. His leadership was not based on hereditary status but on merit. The mid-19th century brought escalating tensions between the Lakota and the United States. The discovery of gold in the Black Hills and the U.S. government's failure to honor the 1868 Treaty of Fort Laramie, which guaranteed Lakota control of the region, set the stage for conflict. Sitting Bull emerged as a central figure in resisting these encroachments, advocating for the preservation of Lakota land and culture. Refusing to cede the Black Hills or move to reservations, he united various Lakota bands, along with Cheyenne and Arapaho allies, into a formidable force. His spiritual authority was critical in rallying this diverse group. Before the Battle of Little Bighorn, Sitting Bull performed the Sun Dance, a grueling ritual involving fasting and physical sacrifice. During this ceremony, he had a vision of soldiers falling upside down into a Lakota camp, which he interpreted as a prophecy of victory. This vision came to fruition on June 25–26, 1876, at the Battle of Little Bighorn. Under the tactical leadership of warriors like Crazy Horse and Gall, the Lakota and their allies decisively defeated Lieutenant Colonel George Armstrong Custer and his 7th Cavalry. Sitting Bull did not fight directly but provided strategic and spiritual guidance. The aftermath of Little Bighorn brought relentless pursuit by the U.S. Army. Unable to sustain resistance against overwhelming military force, Sitting Bull led approximately 5,000 Lakota across the border into Canada in 1877, seeking refuge in what is now Saskatchewan. There, under the protection of the British Crown, the Lakota lived in relative peace but faced severe hardships. Life in exile was grueling. Sitting Bull's band struggled with starvation and dwindling resources, while pressures mounted from both Canadian and U.S. governments for their return. Sitting Bull recognized the unsustainable conditions. In 1881, after 4 years in Canada, he led his people back to the United States, surrendering at Fort Buford, Montana, on July 19. Upon surrender, Sitting Bull was held as a prisoner of war at Fort Randall for 2 years before being sent to the Standing Rock Reservation in 1883. On the reservation, he resisted assimilation, refusing to abandon Lakota traditions. In 1885, Sitting Bull joined Buffalo Bill's Wild West show for a brief but notable stint during its tour in the United States and Canada. After his surrender, Sitting Bull's fame as the Slayer of Custer made him a major draw for audiences eager to see a living legend. Cody, recognizing the commercial potential, invited Sitting Bull to participate, offering him a salary of $50 per week, a significant sum at the time, plus bonuses for additional appearances. Sitting Bull's role in the show was largely ceremonial. He appeared in the grand entry, riding horseback and wearing traditional Lakota attire, including a feathered headdress. He occasionally gave short speeches. He reportedly disliked the crowd's tendency to view him as a defeated enemy rather than a leader fighting for his people's survival. After 4 months, Sitting Bull left the show, returning to Standing Rock, disillusioned by the experience but enriched by the income. In the late 1880s, the ghost dance movement swept through Native American communities, offering hope of a spiritual renewal that would restore traditional ways and expel white settlers. Sitting Bull, though not a primary leader of the movement, supported its message of cultural revival. U.S. authorities, fearing the ghost dance could spark rebellion, grew increasingly suspicious of Sitting Bull's influence. On December 15, 1890, Indian Agency Police, acting on orders to arrest him, arrived at Sitting Bull's cabin on the Standing Rock Reservation. The attempt to apprehend him turned violent when his followers resisted. In the ensuing chaos, Sitting Bull was shot and killed, along with his son Crowfoot and several others. His death, at around 59 years old, marked a tragic end to a life dedicated to his people's survival and sovereignty.